When I started working as a chef, even before I went to GMIT, I wouldn't have dreamed that I'd be working in a kitchen like this. Like, it's very top of the ladder. I've only been chefing for about 4 years, and to be working here now is massive, you know. But I guess every kitchen you work in as well, you're constantly learning and you're constantly developing. So like, no matter if it's, you know, the smallest kitchen or a little cafe or a big Michelin star restaurant or whatever, you're going to do something new every day, and you're going to learn and you're going to progress. So yeah. The Total Immersion Chef program is something that I thoroughly enjoyed. At the time, I was working in the G Hotel, and I was working there 36 hours a week, and I was in college about 36 hours a week. So when they say that it's a Total Immersion Chef program, they really mean it, you know. Like, you're doing 70-hour weeks, and that kind of, I guess, sets you up for the life as a chef, because you do work long hours. It is hard work. It really sets you up for a career in the industry. You have to be dedicated to it to get anything out of it, but like, if you put in the hours, you're definitely going to get something from it.
Claire is very creative as a pastry chef. I think since we opened Cava, I think we might have seen 10 or 15 graduates from the GMIT, and we always, I think we might be having 2 go this year. So I'm always trying to encourage some of the guys that start, whether they start as a kitchen porter, sometimes they just come in as a commis chef, and we try and encourage them to go up to do a year or 2. But Claire is with us about a year now, and I mean, she's very good at, like, Aniar has a particular philosophy of like using, I mean, of being local, but also of using kind of ingredients in very different ways. So we'd use a lot of seaweed, or we use a lot of hay. So sometimes I would just go to Claire and say, well, could we make a hay ice cream, or can you make a seaweed cake? And they're just coming from like ideas out of my head, and then Claire has to implement those things as a pastry chef. And so she's usually very good at translating that. Because before she came here, she wouldn't have worked too much with some of the restrictions that we have here. Like, so we don't use chocolate at all here. We don't use vanilla. In the winter, we have no fruit at all. So it's all like vegetable-based desserts. So it's like parsnip parfaits, and like juice of artichoke was another things that she did. So I mean, she's very good at exploring ingredients and getting the most out of one ingredient, whether it's like seaweed and then it's pulled out in 3 or 4 different ways, and presented in a way it still has to look aesthetically beautiful, and it still has to taste good, because there's no point in just using it for the sake of using it, just because it's a wild or foraged ingredient and that. And so I think she's very good in that respect.
Being a food lover in Galway, you have a lot of opportunities. Produce, like, we have people coming in here, we have foragers. Like, the west of Ireland has so much to offer. We have, you know, amazing seaweeds, amazing wild flowers, wild herbs. There is beautiful restaurants in Galway. You know, it's a nice place. You have your choice of what you want to go eat. There's good buzz in the city. Like, there's a lot of people in Galway as well who are really interested in food, and, you know, not your typical run-of-the-mill food. So I guess there's like-minded people and good produce and good places to eat.